Well, hello, everybody. I am Louise Eddington, the Cosmic Owl of Cosmic Owl Astrology. and I am going to be doing a lot more videos over the next few days because I'm in quarantine and we're reaching a very critical time of the year with some major conjunctions that hark back to January. And we're going through a very challenging time, as we know. So I just kind of figure if I'm on lockdown with quarantine, I could make videos to support you. So if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button because that gets me more views with the YouTube algorithm. And maybe even hit the little bell to get notified when I upload a new video. It comes on your home screen then in YouTube, and you can see that there's new videos, so you don't have to remember to go all the time. But here we go. So what do I want to talk about today? Let me share my screen. So early this morning, we had Mars exactly conjunct Jupiter at 22 degrees. And on my daily post on Instagram and Facebook, I did say I would do a video about that. So I'm going to refer back to this 22-degree mark. But I do want to mention that that conjunction was at 5:34 a.m. all times mountain, but it's a huge conjunction, Mars and Jupiter. So I'll talk more about that in a minute. I do want to say at the same time, though, that, you know, we do have some other aspects coming up. We do have Saturn trine Vesta today, which is really bringing us down into focus. I'll talk more about that. And then at 10:47 p.m. tonight, yes, in Utah time, we have Vesta will be slipping into Gemini. There she is over there. She's moving into Gemini and joining asteroid Hygeia. And I'm going to talk a lot about this over the next few days, so I may not get to it all today. So keep looking and keep getting subscribed. But we currently have the moon over here, the moon officially void in Aquarius to kind of let us, our minds tick over, if you like, all the energy that's happening. I say officially void because she's still, Luna still has to aspect Eris, and then she's of course squaring all these things too. So she's not quite void really, but officially she's void. And Aquarius does help you to be a little more emotionally distant. Now, I haven't necessarily found that too much over the last couple of days as we're going through such a challenging time, but some of you may find the ability to be a little more emotionally distant. Okay, I'm not going to go to Sunday. I'm going to stick with these things because we do have some other big aspects coming up, and I'm just going to do stacks more videos. But this is where the real action is, and the square to Eris. So all this energy in Capricorn, which, you know, astrologers looked at this lineup for years. And I remember looking at it when I first decided to become a professional astrologer in 2012. I'd always taught myself and been into astrology, but I only really looked at natal charts back then. When I started to look at future transits and things, which is what this is called, I was like, oh my goodness. And we all knew something was big was going to happen this year. Well, you know, I don't know many that predicted a pandemic. My friend and mentor Laurie Lothian did predict a pandemic, but hers was from her mediumship ability, not so much from the astrology. And she's kind of been warning us for a long time and been a bit of a kill the messenger kind of thing. And I must say, people don't want to hear it. I didn't always want to hear it either, but here we are, and we're in it, and we have to deal with it. So we had this Mars-Jupiter conjunction. Pallas Athena is coming up behind. Pallas Athena is going to hit the 22 mark. You can see that Mars has just left the 22 mark and is going to square Eris at 23 degrees, as I said, and that's going to be at 9:42 a.m. tomorrow. But what I really want to talk about is this 22-degree mark again, where we had Mars and Jupiter. I said I'd say more. Now, Mars is very action-oriented. Mars is our drive, our will. It's the warrior. You know, it's the archetypal male, really, even though we all have Mars. So it's not just about men and women, but it is our masculine side of us, or our day side, as I say in my new book. Day energy is kind of more outgoing. So I talk about the day-night energy in my book, Complete Guide to Astrology. And it's much more about building, and Mars likes being in Capricorn because Capricorn's very diligent and likes to push and build, and Mars keeps pushing on and stuff like that. And then Jupiter. So the other thing about Mars is that Mars rules Aries, where Eris is, and where the Sun has just moved into. Last night, the Sun ingressed into Aries. So, but Mars can be quite aggressive as well, and fast moving, and with more energy moving into Aries, it's initiating signs, it's new beginnings, and it's also fast. Aries likes to just do things and not kind of think. It's quick to react, quick to act. Okay. And then Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and Jupiter is the ruler of a fire sign, also Sagittarius. So we've got a lot of fiery energy here. And in Earth, and you know, I'm not surprised we had an earthquake on Wednesday. I'm surprised there aren't others, and there could be more, especially as Mars approaches Pluto, to be honest. But we've got the other earthquakes of a different kind being churned up. You know, this virus, coronavirus, is digging up so much. It's showing so much what's wrong. You know, how we don't have the infrastructure, our institutions are not working. You know, it's just Pluto excavates and shows. But here we have Mars and Jupiter. I expect a hike, okay, but also a hike in taking action. Now, I'm not going to get political here. This is not to side with anybody. But I was watching Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, this morning, and he was like, this is what we're doing. We're going to make this happen no matter what. You know, I don't agree with everything he does politically, but that doesn't matter. In this case, he's exhibiting this. He's taking big actions and saying nothing's going to stop us. We're just going to do this to control the virus. That's Mars, Jupiter. Eris is still there, is going to keep causing the chaos, the discord. You know, she really does kind of bring down what's the word? Societies, countries, empires. That was it. She does bring down empires. But I said I wanted to talk about the Chandra symbol, and I'm going to look at the Sabian symbol too for that 22-degree mark of Capricorn. So an old priest using oil to anoint a carved stone lingam. The masculine life force brought to its highest expression. And Jupiter is also belief and higher beliefs too. So you could say the Jupiter is bringing Mars up to its highest expression, okay? The wise, wakeful, fully present activation of the masculine aspect as something to be reckoned with. Formidable and directly impressive. And this doesn't have to just come from men, by the way. Women can be doing this too. Bearing such a pronounced potency of being that one can readily take charge of any situation. A karmically well-prepared, magnificently endowed attainment. The ability to become like a god. Such intensive awareness of self that you know very well that you are standing in for God as a pure vessel. Nonetheless, you are called to become the quintessential higher masculine as completely as possible to the deepest roots of your being in order to make a difference and to bring the shared energy and attention to a focal point of the true central clarity and meaningful direction onward from here. So, you know, this is at the call. This is what we are being called to, not just our leaders. Remember, I've been talking for months about not relying on just out there. It's what can we do too. I'm seeing people saying they're going to go to YouTube and learn how to sew these masks that are so desperately short of in hospitals. Communities are coming together to set up to help those who could not help themselves. What was thought outrageous a while ago politically is happening because needs must, you know, like socialism, basically payments to people and helping people out, and all coming together in that way. And this is what we must do. We must each become like God ourselves and know that we can do something to be a part of this. It's time to step into that warrior masculine aspect energy and say, and not just sit passively back going, please, oh, I'm sad, please help me. So what can we do? What can we do to help each other? What can we do to support each other? And then the Sabian symbol is a soldier receiving 2 awards for bravery in combat. The reward offered by society for the fulfillment of individual responsibility. The fact that 2 awards are emphasized makes us believe that this may refer subtly to the recognition by the community that, whether he succeeded or failed, an individual who discharged his duty nobly under unusual circumstances is entitled to the respect and appreciation of the collectivity he served so well. What is implied here is a constant give and take between society and the individual person. Each one should be able to trust the other. And it's about a balancing of accounts. I think we're seeing a big rebalancing here. Life is never going to be the same. We're not just going to go back to normal. We're going to have a new normal after this. And we'll be okay. You know, I'll pull a couple more cards. But I did a card pull the other day that I posted on Instagram and Facebook. And I've seen other people, other card readers, do card pulls that say the same, that, you know, we're going through this major challenge, but we're all going to kind of come together and it's going to be okay. Might not feel like that at the moment. Remember, we have chaos. Chaos, chaos, chaos. But we also have the cosmic owl herself, Pallas Athena. So I'm just going to move forward. There you see. So by almost by midnight tonight, Mountain Time, Pallas Athena hits the 22-degree mark as well. And she comes in with this visionary ability to see a way forward, to see things that have not been done before, to see how we can strategize our way through this. And I'm beginning to see that in some of our leaders coming forward saying, this is what we've got to do, and we're going to do this no matter what. And it's because the will of the people wants that too, generally. So there is hope in all this time, I think, tremendously. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, yes, I did want to mention that we are really in this age of we are just leaving behind the old paradigm and changing tremendously. Now, the planetary nodes, I don't talk about them much because I haven't studied them much, but I do know that right now Saturn is on its own planetary node, and Pluto's planetary node is at it's probably at 22 degrees now, but if not almost at 22 degrees, and that is the south node of planets. And like the moon's nodes that we look at normally, it's the releasing end of the dragon's tail. It's like what we're leaving behind or what we'll release. I like more the expression releasing its grip on us, this grip with the attachment to the old institutions and all those kind of things. So yes, this is going to be challenging, I have to say. You know, I'll be doing more. I will come back probably tomorrow and do another one. But we've got Mars hitting Pluto on Sunday. That's a very big one. That's very purgy. It's at 24 degrees. So when I look at the video, I'll post on social media when I do another video, we'll look at the symbols for that. That's a big kind of purging, cut it out. Something could really kind of collapse a little bit at that time. But also, though, remember I said that Vesta will be going into Gemini, and Saturn is going into Aquarius, and that's 2 air signs. I think some inventions and ideas will come along. I do think that the focus on the hands and the social or physical distancing will continue for some time as these initially move into their new signs. But something I wanted to read you about. So I'm just going to get it up. Oh, I can't find it now. Hang on a second. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry about this. Okay, it's all right. What I forget about it. What I wanted to say about Vesta moving into Gemini, is she is focus and commitment, and she is the sacred and a sacred flame. And the word in Gemini is sacred. Be careful with your word. Be impeccable with your words is one of the 4 agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz. That reminds me of Vesta in Gemini. We may need to, things are tense and touchy. I almost had an accidental fallout with a friend this morning because of a misunderstanding, but luckily we're good enough friends that we realized it was a complete misunderstanding. But it's so easy because things are hair trigger at the moment. So we have Vesta moving in there, and then Saturn into Aquarius, which I'm really looking forward to be honest. Let's kind of get back to the Saturn ingress. Again, I'll talk more to that too. Oh, I think it's on the 21st. I'll go back anyway. Oh, there we go. It's a bit before that actually because it's already at 0 there, but this is triggering a degree where Saturn's going to be at the 0 degree for a little while. Mars will move on from the conjunction to Pluto to conjoin Saturn right at the beginning of Aquarius. I kind of do think a new drive for discoveries and things will really kind of take off. Okay, but it's going to indicate a degree where Jupiter and Saturn meet on December the 21st this year, which will be the real start of the new cycle. But the Mars Saturn and the Saturn ingress, or the Saturn moving into Aquarius, will give us an indicator of where that's going. So again, I hope you enjoy these videos. If you like my work, I also have a Cosmic Owl community. You could become a little owlet in my community for just $5 a month. You get member-only videos, a bit like Patreon-only videos and such like. I'm making a lot of the videos public at the moment just because it's such a critical time, but generally I do a lot of stuff just for my members. There are a couple of other membership levels too, but $5 a month kind of gets you the real basic and gets you a month ahead video. So please consider supporting my work so that I can do more videos like this. So for now, stay strong. That's the other thing about this Mars and Jupiter and Aries energy, is you're being asked to be strong. So stay strong.